Welcome to chess, ladies and gentlemen. All right, man, I appreciate you guys very much for stopping by. You know what? I figured it's been a minute since I've went through and done a historical type of game, so I figure what better game to do than this one right here. Now, this game is taken from the 21st Chess Olympiad played in 1974, and it is between Eugene Torre and Lothar Schmid. You guys might recall the 1972 World Chess Championship when they had the arbiter. He was the Lothar Schmid was the arbiter for that match. And of course, you guys know Eugene Torre, first non-Soviet Asian Grandmaster, and this is actually the tournament that turned him into a Grandmaster. So as of this game, he is International Master Eugene Torre. So of course, all of my people coming from the Philippines, I will say Maraming Salamat. Anybody who is coming from Germany, because Lothar Schmid was German, I will say Danke sehr. I appreciate you guys very much. But if you guys are ready to go, man, let's take a look and see what we got for this game. All right, so we got e4. And then we have the very surprising knight to f6. It is the Alekhine's defense. Don't play the Alekhine's defense. No, I'm playing. It is very, very, very good for white. So understand that if you do play the Alekhine as black, you are asking for trouble. But you definitely have a good chance to find one of your opponents unprepared. And maybe you get some, a good victory out of it. But basically, if white does what they need to do, they study the ideas, they understand the opening, you are skating on thin ice. But we do see the move e5. We got knight going to d5, all very standard stuff to this point. We got the move d4. We do see the move d6. At some point, black is going to play this move d6. You have to absolutely play this move d6. There is really no better way to try to chip away what white has here. Basically, black is just giving the complete entire center to white. And they definitely have a way to continue to build it. Torre does not do that in this game, but I will show you an alternate variation that you can actually play from the white side. We do see d6. We got knight going to f3. We see bishop to g4, and then we see bishop to e2. And as you guys probably know who have seen this before, c4 is ultimately going to come, and you do have to be very careful with that pawn because if you, if you're not paying attention, you can actually drop it. I've done it quite a few times. It's really annoying. But backing up, like I said, after we do see the move d6, the way that I actually prefer to play is just to go c4, and then you got the knight backing up to b6, and then you have f4, and then it's like, gift me the huge center, bro. Look at all of these pawns right here. So it is very, very ideal. So what black is wanting is for you to basically just overextend all of these pawns, open your position up, and then they'll try to chip it down. So Torre did not get into that, but like I said, we did get in this position here. So it's a very solid way to play also. We do see the move e6. You don't really too much want to trade here because the bishop is going to trade and you have a lot of pressure on this diagonal. So you just see Schmid just maintaining their position. We do see castles by white. We got bishop to e7. We got the move c4. Like I said, it has to come. This is d6 for black and c4 for white are some of the most thematic moves that you will see in these types of positions. We do see knight going to b6. We got the move h3, and black definitely has to make a decision. Are they going to capture or are they going to just go back? And like I said, capturing is a little bit dangerous. You do drop this pawn, but you do get a lot of counterplay on this b7 point. So black definitely has to make sure that they are taking care of that. We got bishop going back to h5. We see pawn taking d6. And we are really dreaming that black will, be like, man, let's go bishop takes d6 or queen takes d6. And then you can get this fork C. We didn't see that in the game. He's like, I'm too good for that, bro. What are you talking about? So we do see pawn taking d6, which is definitely what you're going to be doing as black. We do see knight b to d2. Now, like I was telling you guys before, this is definitely one of the focal points, for white to make sure that they are, making sure that they take care of this pawn. If you don't play this, bishop taking here is definitely trying to pull your bishop away from the protection of that. So we just see knight b to d2, just making sure that we have something constantly protecting c4. If you can protect c4, then you're just doing really, really well as white. We got knight going to c6. We do see the move b3. And so now you see, you see Torre making sure that he just protects, basically overprotects c4. When you do have a really nice center, it is very beneficial for you to just overprotect it and make sure that your opponent just has no way of counterattacking it. We do see the move d5. Oh, we got the move c5. We got knight back to d7. Bishop goes to b2. Now, of course, long term, this isn't like the absolute best because you do kind of have this bishop, you know, biting on a rock. But it is definitely making sure that we protect the base of this pawn chain right here. And you kind of see that in the French also. You know, when you have d4 and e5, you definitely want to maintain the protection of the e5 pawn with, you know, d4. And we kind of have some French themes coming up later on. I'll talk to you guys about. We do see castles by black. We got the move a3. We got bishop down to f6. And so you see what black is trying to do. Black is recognizing that you do kind of have a slight weakness on the d4 square, so they are trying to gang up on that point. We do see the move b4. For right now, we do have everything covered. You know, we make sure that we have these pieces protecting this pawn right here. And we have actually, as white, opened up an idea that is French-like. I was telling you guys before. I will talk about that in a second. We do see the move a6. You definitely do kind of want to get some queenside expansion here. You know, you might be able to push a b5, a4, and then you're basically just pushing black out of the water. So we do see a6 preventing all of that. And then we do see the novelty of the game, which is rook over to c1. Very logical. You know, you're thinking, like I said, at some point, maybe you might be able to, you know, maybe put a queen here. You can start to get some more expansion going on, and you might be able to create a pass pawn on c6. Also, one of the freeing moves that black would try to do is, you know, push b6. So we are definitely anticipating that coming up. And we see it right now, b6. We got pawn taking b6, and then we do see queen taking b6 in the game. But like I was telling you guys before, this is a very French or Carol Khan-like structure. So one of the ideas that you definitely can be, you know, employing in this position here is actually knight to b3. And this is definitely something that you see a lot in French advanced variations, just making sure that you are double, triple, quadruple protecting this d4 point. It is so very important to make sure that you are supporting this pawn that is on e5, and that is one of the goals for black, is to try to break her structure down, to try to leave you with an under-defended pawn on e5. But that's for another thing. We got, like I said, queen taking b6. We do see queen going to a4, and then maybe black falls asleep. Maybe Schmid is like, bro, I forgot how to play chess, and he's just gonna drop his knight, but he doesn't do that. He goes rook f to c8. He's like, bro, we're not doing all of that stuff, dog. We do see rook going up to c3. Bishop taking f3. We do see knight taking f3, which might kind of looks like, man, isn't that kind of under defending this pawn right here because we got all this heat? Well, there is a lot of tactics in this position, so fear not. We do see queen going back to b7. We got rook f to c1. And like I was telling you guys a second ago, you definitely don't want to just go grabbing pawns thinking, man, I got everything good. I got a counterattack going on this bishop right here, because you are going to be very sad after rook takes c8. And this is check. So you got to calculate all those checks that your opponent has, because you can be throwing games away. Also, this knight is somewhat hanging. So after the trade, you're going to be a piece to the good. So that is why we did not see that. Queen went to b7. We do see rook f to c1. And then we do see knight going to b6. We've actually reached a point in the game that there is a it's a very nice move. It is a very hard move to find. A lot of people probably will not catch this move, but this is the move that Torre plays in the game. If you want to pause the video and try to guess that move, go ahead and do so. Okay, so like I said, I think that the very few people actually find this move. The problem that you have in this position, I think it's like very instinctual for most people. Your queen is hit on a4. So you're looking like, hey, man, I got to try to do something with my queen. Like, you know, there's something that has to happen or whatever, right? Because my queen is hit. So that is like obviously like your first impulse. But if you can calm yourself down, go woosah, right? Then maybe you might be able to find this move. But like I said, it is a very hard move to find. And this is the move that Eugene Torre actually does find. I'm not sure how long it took him to find this move, but this is a very nice move. You are calculating that, you know, you're going to go into a massive amount of trades, but it is very favorable for white. Black definitely has to play this a specific way. We do not see Schmid play this in exactly the correct way. The correct way is actually to go knight takes a4 here. And then after the bishop takes, you got knight taking c3, rook taking c3, and then you are able to kind of mitigate some of the damage, but you are down a little bit of material. But like I said, we do not see that. After bishop takes, we do see rook taking on a6, and this seems like it really hits, you know, white with a very good tempo so that you can kind of get out of everything. But the problem is there is a very, very nice move that Torre plays in this position, and it is queen to b5. It is maintaining the pressure on c6. It's also maintaining the pressure on c8. You really don't want to be dropping stuff, because if you do try to move maybe the knight somewhere, you're going to be having a lot of trades, and there's a lot of really bad tactics going on. It's even bad as it stands. We do see rook c going over to a8. We got rook taking c6, which just, I'm not really even sure. It just completely 100% drops the knight. So it's like, I guess that knight was doomed from the beginning. I don't really understand really how you do that. You just kind of just like hung your knight. And so that is bye-bye knight. And then we do see queen going over to a7. And then we actually see the really nice sacrifice rook to c8 with check. And it is in this position that Schmid resigns the game. And this does make Eugene Torre the first non-Soviet Asian Grandmaster in history, also the first Philippines Grandmaster in history. But you're looking at this position and you might not be really fully understanding, like, well, why does black give up? Yeah, they dropped the piece. I mean, that's bad enough. But I mean, they dropped the piece, but like, is it really that loss? Absolutely is. It's either made in one or two. If you take with the knight here, you just automatically go queen e8 with check. You can't take with anything else, because queen e8 is always going to be checkmate. It's just kind of how do you want to get mated. So if we see rook taking, you're just going to be seeing the rook take, and after the knight takes like this, like queen e8 is just always mating. If you do it the other way and you just say like this is just automatically check. It does also suggest this move here, but that is just automatically checked. So as you can see, you're checked. Your back rank mated. There really is nothing that you can do. Only knight or bishop or rook is going to really stall this out for any amount of time. So, like I said, I'm not sure exactly how he hung his knight. I'm not sure if he kind of miscalculated, or maybe he was a touch move or something like that. But it seems very, very weird that you just hang your knight out of the clear blue, especially for these international masters and grandmasters. So, all of my people that are coming from the Philippines, there was something I was thinking about saying earlier. Kamusta na aking mga kaibigan? Let me see. Magandang umaga. It is morning. Magandang hapon. It is afternoon over there. So mag lunch na tayo. Mabuting pagbati. I appreciate everybody very much. Ingat lagi to you. Anybody who is coming from Germany, I will say hello. And let me see. I thought I had it. It might be like God Mogan or God Morgan. Might be good morning. I'm assuming, because I didn't really remember that all the way. But I appreciate you guys very much. Dankazare. Dankazer, I mean. I think I said that correctly. Dankazer. I appreciate you guys very much, and I will see you guys next time.